We saw the boys yesterday go through their brackets, so it's slow. Let's get everyone else to do it here now. Jan, I like yours because you hate PSG.
No, because I will put my glasses on. No, because I'm realistic. When people see a performance, they get in love straight away. I mean, PSG is playing Villa's Emery. Emery is a European specialist. He will knock PSG out. Real Madrid will take out Arsenal, and Inter will take out Bayern. For that, I'm 100% sure. And Barcelona, they will go through, play Inter. Then Inter will take them on penalties. Real Madrid will just about nick Aston Villa out of the semi-finals. And in the finals, ladies and gentlemen, Inter will win the Champions League because they got great strikers. They will have good defense. They have Çalhanoğlu on their free kicks. So they will win the Champions League this season.
Just going back to the point you made about PSG, Jan, it wasn't like it was two one-off performances. They've been brilliant in 2025, haven't they?
Yeah. I love them. I love them. I love them. There are so many things that you can get in love with. I've been married for 36 years, so I still stuck to my favorites in the Champions League. And I think that Emery, who has been there before, he will knock them out. He knows the deal. PSG is vulnerable. You'll see.
But aren't Aston Villa quite vulnerable as well? You know Emery isn't playing.
He is not playing. He didn't even play when Sevilla won Europa League like 20 years in a row. So Emery, I've seen enough from... I love PSG. The way they played against Liverpool, great. But I still think that they are vulnerable, and I think that Aston Villa will find a way through. And remember, they won the European once. PSG has never won it.
Oh, my goodness, if we're doing that game. Yeah, how many? All those players were around then.
I love PSG.
Tony Morley.
I love PSG, but they're out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, you'll see. You'll see.
Have you got similar predictions in this?
No, I don't love Aston Villa nearly as much as...
But they won it in...
All right.
82, Dan.
Oh, no, it's back to Craig's World Cup video.
We're going to go with Barcelona. I think that's an obvious one. It's a really bad matchup for Borussia.
You've gone Bayern.
Do you know my allegiances to Bundesliga?
I know, but I thought
how strong they are.
I thought maybe you could carry an objective eye to this, but clearly not.
Clearly not. Reason. You know what? I'm going to go with Jan. I love Inter. I love many of the things that they do. I love their know-how and their experience in this competition, but I'm taking Bayern because I think that Bayern, on the good day, can be a really good team. And they have enough in the attack to trouble that back line of Inter. So I'm going to go with Bayern. Real Madrid, I have no real argument for Real Madrid.
Everybody has said exactly the same.
No real argument.
said Real Madrid.
I can't
tell you why.
I can't. Well, I'll tell you why not Arsenal then.
Right.
You can trouble Real Madrid defensively if you have enough about you in creating chances, moments of transition. You can expose the vulnerabilities of Real Madrid. Arsenal, over the last month and change, have not been that team. In fact, I can argue that over the course of the season, they have struggled to create enough opportunities. Real Madrid, over two legs, will create opportunities, will score goals. And then I'm going to take PSG. I love Aston Villa, but I'll take PSG, and I don't care when Aston Villa won this. I think PSG right now are the hottest team in Europe, alongside Barcelona.
You're just going for the hottest one. Al, you're just going for the hottest one.
Well, okay, I'm sorry about that. My bad. Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich was really good against Barcelona with the first 20 minutes that they played back in October.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out how Barcelona actually beat Bayern Munich in that game 4-1, but they did. I still think that Barcelona, while I don't like the way that they play defensively, I'm going to stop fighting against Barcelona and arguing against their high line. It seems to be working. They're exciting to watch. I'm going to keep them in the tournament. Barcelona go on to the final. Real Madrid get past PSG in that sort of Mbappe, who's more important, Mbappe or the team. I guess Mbappe goes on to score winning goals, and Barcelona beats Real Madrid in the final because Barcelona, we have seen them destroy Real Madrid time and time again this season. It would happen again if they get to the final.
Could be a Copa del Rey final as well.
Yeah.
On top of that. Shaka.
I'm very different from both of those.
Oh, I like it.
I love PSG.
You got Liverpool winning it.
Let me just say, I love PSG. Going from the top, I've got Barca over Dortmund. I don't think that needs much explanation. I've got Inter over Bayern.
Bundesliga, Shaq.
Real over
Why
us.
are Real Madrid going through?
for all the reasons that Ali just said. Listen, as good as Arsenal have been defensively, I just don't see them scoring goals, and not against even a flawed Real Madrid. PSG over Aston Villa. I love Aston Villa, but PSG are the hot hand right now and get the better of Real Madrid. Again, Real Madrid have their issues defensively. I feel PSG have enough in attack to cause them a lot of concern. Barca over Inter. Barca PSG final, and I've gone PSG to win it.
Oh, that is so predictable. That is so predictable.
It was either that or Aston Villa. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what to tell you.
That'd be a great fun. No, I think that would be the neutral's
That'd be good
choice,
fun.
wouldn't it? Barcelona against PSG.
You don't want Barcelona.
Yeah,
We're going to have a lot of Barcelona Real Madrid, aren't we?
yeah.
And then we'll be anti one or the other, you know, standard.
Exactly.
All right.
Is he all right? Who's he talking to?
No. You misunderstand the word love. You go for the predictable. You know, PSG, we so love them now. They will win against every team. Be neutral. Make your analysis, boys.
Yeah, Shaq.
Yeah, Zach. Where's your
I
analysis?
didn't realise I was biased towards PSG.
Oh, clearly.
Get Frank LeBuff's bracket, shall we? OK, Frank, here we go. This is how the quarterfinals are shaping up. Tell us who's in the semis.
So Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain. And in the final, I see Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. And the winner will be the Paris Saint-Germain because the game is going to be held in Munich, where Chelsea won in 2013 their first Champions League trophy. So I believe that it can happen to Paris Saint-Germain, the same story. I don't agree with Lamine Yamal. I mean, he didn't beat Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain did it. Have been better for the two games and put the best team in Europe out of the competition. So, therefore, Paris Saint-Germain is a favorite for me. And it's funny that he names Paris Saint-Germain and say we are better than 1 year ago against Paris Saint-Germain. But Paris Saint-Germain are better than 1 year ago. And we can see the difference. And they've been able to beat Liverpool and to be better for the two legs. So clearly for me, Paris Saint-Germain is the favorite of the competition.
So, the first ever, you get to see that often on ESPN.
What's that?
That Craig has put together a bracket.
No, I've done brackets on football. I've got no interest in the NCAA
Nothing on
or any other.
basketball. OK, well, thank you for putting one together here on the Champions League. Talk us through.
I've gone the opposite way. I've gone Barcelona and I've gone Inter because I think Bayern have the deficiencies. I think, and I've gone Real Madrid, PSG, which I don't think is controversial. And then I've gone for a Real Madrid Inter final, actually, because for all the skill set Barcelona have, Inter are one of them. Stevie talked about Atleti not being the defensive team they once were, but Inter are. They're as good defensively as they were last year and the year before. They just seem to get better in that respect. And although Real Madrid haven't been great, the only reason I put them in the final is because they just seem to more often than not get the job done. Like I can't tell you anything else. There's nothing. I don't think they're in a brilliant form. I think they have obviously some injury issues, but a combination of Ancelotti and their experience. So I have them in the final, and I've always had a little feeling for Inter, who now look as if they're going to win Serie A. They're at the top. They're starting to hit a bit of form. They're just they're kind of like Atleti, where a few years ago you really didn't want to play them, but they got a little bit more in midfield and going forward. But again, I've still got Real Madrid to win the whole damn thing.
All right, Stevie's turn to do a football bracket. Don't worry, not a basketball bracket.
Oh, I can do both.
Oh, you can do both? Oh, you get involved then, Stevie. Here we go then, Stevie.
I get
What have you
angry
got?
about a basketball bracket.
You know, I've got Barcelona. It's funny, just a side note here. After the game at the weekend, when Yamal was talking to Dan and Luis and said, I was thinking, my goodness, this kid's only 17 years old. How mature is he? And he took everything in his stride and being pulled after the game.
Why Inter over...
And then he comes out and starts talking about that they're the favourites. It just blew all the maturity out the wall, out the water.
Why have you gone for Inter over Bayern?
For the same reason that basically you did, because I really don't trust Bayern defensively. Yes, they were good over the 2 legs against Leverkusen, but Inter can beat them whichever way they want. If they want to make it a game of football, we can beat them, and if they want to tough it out, they can beat them as well. So that's why I've gone Inter. The Real Madrid one, I'm with you, by the way. I have nothing to give you why Real Madrid are going to get through, because you just can't back against them in the Champions League, and they're going to beat PSG as well.
So you got a Classical final?
I've got a Classical final. You can't back against Real Madrid. You just can't. You can't. Even
with what Barcelona have done to them this season.
No, even when you thought they were dead and buried against Man City 2 or 3 years ago, they got battered. They got 2-0 down at the Bernabeu in the night. It was when Rodrigo come off the bench, I think. They were absolutely mauled in terms of football. That was when City were in their pomp.
Aye.
And they just had this wherewithal to hang in there and then just do something special out of nothing.
They got outplayed in the final by Liverpool as well, and they won that. I mean, you just can't back against them.
Go on, Frank.
But I'm just going back to just to go back to Stevie's final then. So you're saying Real Madrid are going to win that final?
Yes. Because you can't back against them. How can you?
Maybe because of what you've seen when they face Barcelona this season.
But this is not the first time we've seen this. In previous season, we've just been talking about Man City and Liverpool and other games where they were just dead and buried, and then from nowhere they turn around and score a goal to either go to extra time or win the game or whatever it is. Whatever's needed at the time, regardless, they come up with it. That's why.
Go on, Frank.
I think it's only fair to see that bracket from Stevie. It's predictable, but it's what people see overall, and Barcelona and Real Madrid maybe deserve, according to what we have seen, because of the history of football, they deserve to be in the final. And Real Madrid, because of the amount of final that they won, it's so predictable that they're going to win. But I believe in football there are some surprises, and we just saw big surprises with Liverpool. And we saw another surprise with Bayern Munich. Who thought Bayern Munich could beat twice Leverkusen? Everybody buried them before, and I was one of them. I never thought that they could do that. So I want to believe that because there is a sense of inconsistency from every club in Europe right now, in every competition, that we're going to see surprises. It's why it might be the year of Paris Saint-Germain. It's unexpected, but it's possible. And why not Inter? It's true. But Bayern Munich made a statement. Beating Leverkusen twice, it's a hell of a statement for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but Leverkusen going forward, you know, like the game that you were at in Germany, didn't even play a striker. Yeah. You know, and that they bossed the game. It's going to be a different scenario for them than Leverkusen. Look, you could easily put up an argument for PSG going all the way. Easily. As long as they could harness the type of performances they put in 2 games against Liverpool, you could say, well, I could see them beating Real Madrid. I could. If they played that way, you could make that argument. And if the brackets pan out any of those ways, they should be great games. You could make an argument for Bayern Munich. Of course you could. You can make an argument for PSG and so forth and so forth. But if PSG play in that manner, that game, if it goes that way against Real Madrid, those 2 games would be something else.
Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak has again batted away questions about his future, reaffirming his love for the city of his current employers. The 25-year-old was one of Newcastle's heroes as they ended a 70-year wait for a domestic trophy on Sunday, deservedly beating Premier League leaders Liverpool 2-1 in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. Isak scored his 23rd goal of the season in all competitions. 19 of his strikes have come in the Premier League to put the game beyond Liverpool's reach, giving goalkeeper Kieran Kelleher no chance with a superb first-time finish that arrowed into the bottom corner. Arsenal, Liverpool and Barcelona have been relentlessly linked with Isak, who will almost certainly surpass the 25 goals he scored last season, as they look to sign a top-quality centre-forward capable of becoming the focal point of their team for years to come. Liverpool are thought to have engaged in talks with Isaac's representatives over a potential move, while Arsenal are understood to have identified the Swede as their priority target. Isaac played down talk of a transfer in the build-up to Newcastle's momentous Carabao Cup triumph, but those answers clearly didn't satisfy the assembled journalists preparing to take in Sweden's international friendly with Luxembourg slated for Saturday. Indeed, Isaac again answered questions about his future where he, unsurprisingly, doubled down on his love for Newcastle while reaffirming that his focus remains on what's happening on the pitch rather than off it. There's not much to say, really. I've commented on my situation and my security in Newcastle several times, Isaac said. It's been written how much I love the city and the club, how well I feel there. I'm not thinking about the future. I just want to perform for Newcastle. Now we won the cup, but we want to finish strong and reach the Champions League games. That's where my focus lies. There is no reason for me to think about anything else other than Newcastle. I am enjoying myself incredibly well at Newcastle. The only focus I have is on playing. Only Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland have scored more Premier League goals this season than Isaac, who has established himself as one of world football's finest finishers after his first season at St James' Park, which followed a club record £63 million transfer in the summer of 2022 was derailed by injuries. Arsenal are preparing to open talks with winger Bukayo Saka over a new contract in the coming weeks, a report has revealed. Saka has established himself as one of the top players in the Premier League since his emergence from the Arsenal Academy in 2019, and his importance to the Gunners has been made abundantly clear by their attacking struggles since he was struck down by a hamstring injury in December. The 23-year-old is expected back in action after the international break and, as revealed by BBC Sport, he is set to be given the chance to ink fresh terms in near future as well. Saka is approaching the final 2 years of the contract he signed back in 2023, when Arsenal managed to fend off interest from Manchester City to tie the young winger down to a bumper contract thought to be worth over £10 million per season. Wary that speculation will begin to mount once again if Saka enters the final 2 years of his deal, Arsenal want to end any uncertainty before it begins by making clear their long-term commitment to the young forward. Early conversations have already been held between Arsenal and Saka's representatives, and the Gunners are expected to ramp up their bid to retain his services imminently. Arsenal have a handful of significant decisions to make when it comes to expiring contracts. Midfield duo Thomas Partey and Jorginho are both expected to depart in the summer when their deals run out, while winger Leandro Trossard is only under contract until 2026. Centre-back stars William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, like Saka, will also see their deals end in 2027. The latter has held initial talks over extending, while Saliba publicly reiterated his commitment to Arsenal in the face of growing interest from Real Madrid.